Here are 7 signs that you might have the Gen Z stare. How to tell if you have it, how to get rid of it, and how even if you're not Gen Z, but you're watching this and you think Gen Z has some issues, how you may be suffering from something even worse. My name is Blake and I was born in 1998. So that makes me the youngest millennial, but the oldest Gen Z. So I'm right on the cutoff. So the first sign to look out for to determine if you have the Gen Z stare is if you are exhausted. Life is a lot right now, and if you can't sleep enough, you could nap any time of the day and sleep through the entire day that you had left and still sleep through the night. You're exhausted. Number 2, you are disillusioned. Disillusioned means you feel disappointed. You discover something that isn't as good as you thought it was going to be. And that could be anything, right? Like your job, your relationship, your family, your life. It's disappointing. Number 3, you are stuck in repetition. Whether you're working, if you're in school, or just being alive, it's as if you're living the same day over and over and you're stuck in an endless loop. Now, at this point in the list, I wonder if you've realized what's happening, right? I don't care if you're Gen Z or if you're millennial or what. Every generation has their own set of quirks. Millennials have the verbal spiral and they make the Jim Halpert face, right? Millennials are basically saying what every other generation has said toward the generation younger than them, and that's basically, we know how to live better than you. And any issue that an older generation finds with the younger generation, it really doesn't make it a generational problem. It's a human problem. Just like number 4, you are angry or anxious. This one relates to being disillusioned in the sense that it's the emotion that follows, So once you're disappointed, you get angry and you get anxious because you realize how little control you have over it all. You're not mad at the customer. You're not mad at your coworker. You're mad at life, right? And the systems that you were forced into and the fake friends you were forced to have, So when you're asked dumb questions on top of that, it's a lot. Number 5, you are checked out. I think this one relates to being exhausted, but again, once you're exhausted, this is the emotion that follows that. So you are where you are physically, but mentally you are somewhere else. And then as a result, you would rather be anywhere else. Number 6, you are struggling with empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand what someone is feeling and what someone else is going through. But in light of all the other signs that we've just listed, it's really hard to care about others. And so I think if we want to take it even a step further, we could say that we're struggling with listening, and not listening to exactly what they're saying, because you heard exactly what they were saying and it very well could have been dumb, but it's about listening to the person behind the words. It makes me think of a really good friend of mine who has this way of communicating where when you're talking to him, he stares back at you in a way that really shows how much he's listening and how much he cares about what you have to say, to the point that you can see the love and compassion in his eyes. And he doesn't stare at you, he looks at you. And I think communicating like that it's a lost art that every generation needs help with right now. No one knows what anyone else is going through, If they're an older person, man, you don't know this, but they just lost their spouse last week. Maybe they were just questioning everything in their life right now. It's they had so much stability in their life and they just lost it all. And then when you encounter someone younger than you, Gen Z or whoever, you could have encountered them on the very first job that they've ever had, or maybe if they've been there a while, they could be going through the worst breakup of their entire life on that day. And you'd never know it. Which leads me to number 7. You see other generations as the enemy. And this one will lead into the cure on how to fix it, because right now millennials think Gen Z is rude and Gen Z thinks millennials are annoying. And I'm sure there are other, generations that you could both find to be awful, but in the end, we all need love and we all need empathy. And so the cure for the Gen Z stare is not about fixing our social skills and blaming it on the phones, because in today's world, every generation is suffering from that. Every generation went through the pandemic, not just Gen Z. It's not about the act of staring at each other. It's a lack of really seeing each other. So next time you feel any of these signs that I just listed, please remember you are not alone. Really listen. Don't stare, right? Or criticize someone for staring. Really see them. see them. Take care of yourself.